Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
And Chuck.
And Chuck.
Who is God?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the ASOTV podcast for Supernatural, Season 11. Jeez, it still feels weird saying that. Episode 20, Don't Call Me Shurley. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me is Dom. And Nikki and Kim.
I've been holding that in since last night.
So...
No, you shouldn't hold that kind of stuff in. It's not healthy, and it would be hilarious anyways.
Don't Call Me Shirley is a quote from Airplane by the late, great Leslie Nielsen. But before we get into anything else, Dom, what do you have to say for yourself? You gotta stop looking at his face. It's too funny.
I already got my words in last night, and I'm done. I don't have to laugh anymore, because we were right, and he was wrong.
How's the Twitter page going for you now? Not God.
All right, then. So, it was revealed this episode in a kind of interesting way to Metatron, of all people, that Chuck Shirley is indeed God.
I didn't expect Metatron to come back in this way.
No, I was not expecting that to be the return of Metatron.
No.
No.
But, I mean, it made you feel for him, which I didn't think was possible.
I mean, he's been living as a human for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And something I found out is he's nice to dogs.
He likes dogs, and he named him Toto.
He named him Toto.
He's not 100%, jerk-faced.
No.
No. He
But,
still has his arrogance, but, I mean, he's a little bit more down to earth now.
I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just feeds a dog, half a sandwich he found. It's just like, and then him and the dog are just poof into a bar. Why take the dog too, though?
No, because that's Chuck. That's not God, it's Chuck. But I mean, Metatron, like the trigger phrase was, I give up. And then God was like, all right.
All right.
And why not bring the dog?
Yeah.
And that was the best part of the show literally was them in the bar. Just the whole interaction between the two of them.
Yeah.
Awesome episode.
I was expecting him to start singing Alanis Morissette, What If God Was One of Us at the end instead of the song he did sing. But yeah.
That would have been a lot better.
It would have been
I don't know, that was a
comedic.
great choice of song.
It was a good choice, but I mean, it would have only been for comedic effect at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And there was plenty of that, so it's not like we needed it.
But, now we have the confirmation, and, he's... Chuck, God, seems really, really self-centered.
Yeah. Think about it. God, even without being Chuck, is self-centered.
I guess.
And I'm taking jabs at religion. I don't give a crap. But, yeah.
I can't look at Dom.
I know, every time I look at him, I just... I giggle a little. But, and it's not because of any, of the Chuck revelation. It's just because the stare he's giving is absolutely hilarious.
It's so upset.
I am not phased.
Many flavors to choose from, sir. Salt is not a good one.
Salt is what I hand out on a regular
But,
event here, but that's not salt. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
He's plotting my death.
So, I mean, Sam and Dean did have some stuff to investigate, which involved a very Amara-like fog rolling into a town in one of those Midwestern states. think it was Colorado. Colorado was last episode.
Whatever, there was big mountains. And
Big
those were in the
mountains,
west.
smallish town, lots of fog. People going crazy. Murder, suicides, straight up murders. Fun for the whole family.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, she's, stepping it up.
She wants her brother's attention really, really, really bad.
Well, she got it.
I don't think he
That's some
gives...
coaxing.
Okay, I still think he doesn't give a crap about Amara. It was Dean yelling at him saying, do something about this, you dick. And, Metatron, constantly,
Mm-hmm.
jabbing at him the whole episode and stuff. He finally was like, you know what? I kind of need to get involved. And I don't think it was because of Amara. It was because Dean said he needs help.
Yeah, and, I mean, Metatron did just get done saying all this, like, you have a lot of shit to own up to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real talk. Like, this is a safe space, right? Yeah, safest place ever created. Okay, like, I'm just gonna tell you what you need to hear here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I mean,
risk
pissed
my
off. Fling
complete
you across the-
obliteration from the universe, but...
God is still stomping around like a little kid.
Mm.
He threw a temper tantrum because he heard the truth.
The first thing he did when Amara gets out is he starts writing his memoir.
Oh, my sister's gonna kill me. See you later, alligators.
Yeah, like... But, I mean, Metatron did have a point. Who are you writing it for? No one's gonna be around to read it. Like, if Amara has her way, yourself included.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this for her to read?
Yeah, because he's done so many things in the past to make her feel like there is other things other than him and her. But I mean, a memoir is gonna change that?
Mm.
No.
No.
So it sounds like apparently this is not the first time that this has all gone down. Apparently she likes to destroy all his toys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a brother. It literally is a brother and sister. You just battle.
It's the worst.
I'm gonna destroy your toys, and then I'm gonna get new toys, and then I'm gonna destroy your toys again.
Yeah, every time he created a world, she would destroy it. And he said, if I could have just maybe shown her this, she would be less her. But yeah, very brotherly sister.
I think there was a scene when she first turned into an adult. She was kind of like in the same kind of place that Chuck and Metatron went to, like the lake with the mountains and stuff. She was kind of in a meadow-ish place, and she was looking around like it almost seemed like she was in awe. It was a lot of episodes back. It was just a small scene.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember that. I mean that they do reuse a lot of locations, like, for nature shots. So you're bound to catch stuff coming up there. But probably my favorite part of this episode was when Chuck is going through all of the supernatural books, or like the number, like, come on, this one was great, that one was great. Like, and then later it's like, the last time I saw that look on an editor's face is when I just turned in bugs. Come on, Dom, you had to laugh at that.
And I mean, there was also like a reference, since Dom's not gonna say anything. I'm gonna have to say it. There's a reference to another show that Eric Kripke had written, Revolution, and Chuck was talking about writing that and how he thought it was going nowhere. So I mean, there's another like jab there. I don't have words because I never really looked into the show,
Me
nor
neither.
did I didn't know that he had done anything else, no other work, Eric. Anyways, so Dom pointed it out, but he's not talking because he's a big fucking baby, because he's wrong, and he's pooping in his pants because he's a big baby.
Throwing a tantrum.
He is.
A god tantrum.
So I mean, really, like, this whole episode for me was about God and Metatron's interaction. Like, I was more interested in their conversation than any of the shit Sam and Dean were doing.
Well, that's why
Oh yeah.
that's why the title is Don't Call Me Shirley, because it
Mhm.
is about them. The Sam and Dean stuff was just side plot. It pertained to the story, yes, but really it was just there for a little filler because it couldn't just be a Metatron and Chuck episode. There
Mhm.
has to be Sam and Dean in it.
But I mean, we did get a little from the deputy, when she was infected before she went down, was talking basically about Amara's thoughts and everything. Like everything's gonna be gone soon, except you, Dean.
Hmm. And then that's when we find out he's immune to the fog too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So like I think he still has a connection to the mark, which was what was keeping Amara,
Mm-hmm.
contained.
He's connected to her. He seems. I mean, we've seen him like immune to other things she's tried to do to him. So
Hmm.
fog makes sense too.
So if she does happen to get rid of everything, it's not going to be everything. Dean's going to be left because it seems like she's kind of trying to, you know, be a thing with him. It won't be just maybe she wants him to be a new Chuck, a new god, except not brotherly, sisterly kind of thing, more like husband and wife kind of thing.
Interesting. Um,
Well, maybe she's lonely too. We heard, I mean, the whole,
Yeah.
you know,
that's
Chuck
possible.
talking about, him enjoying the human world, the mortal world, sleeping
He's
with
had
men and
he's had
women.
a few girlfriends and he's had a few boyfriends.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Like Tron was like, "Ooh,
like my.
all right."
But at the end, Dean yelling, "Do something, you dick!" Suddenly the fog's gone. Sam's cured. Everybody's cured. The dead people are back to life and everything. And here's Chuck just helping people up in the street. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're gonna be fine. Like, you
We
go
need to
off.
talk.
Like, we should talk.
Yeah.
And that's that. That's where they leave the episode. Like, I
Yeah.
was hoping for some kind of crazy, hilarious reaction from Dean. Like, really?
No, I mean you saw a glimpse of his face, him and Sam's face, like they saw Chuck. They knew it was Chuck from the back of him. They're just like, what the hell is he doing here?
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much all you get from
Oh,
them.
and his, Dean's little
Just
amulet
the glowing.
glowing.
Yeah. Well, that was more of a reaction than when they saw Chuck. They were just like, Chuck, get the fuck out of here. You're useless.
It's like,
Like, what are you doing
it's
here?
like this thing glows in the presence of God. Chuck, get out of our way. We have to go find him.
Yes, that's exactly it.
So now what? We've gone 11 seasons. Now suddenly God is in the picture. Where does this go from here?
I don't think he's going to be much longer. To
Like,
be honest, I think
he's gonna give some advice and go fuck back off?
no. I think what's going to happen is the only way to vanquish Amara is to expel all his power and vanquish himself. I think that's how that's going to end. Because, a lot of people are actually not, they don't really like the religion part of, because it's kind of controversial. So a lot of viewers don't like it.
Yeah.
Simply, I mean, though in Supernatural, the world they've showed all deities, not just
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah, but they've shown and portrayed all the deities, but as soon as you portray the Christian God, everybody gets all uppity.
Yeah.
So, that's what you
You know,
get for
even
living in a
portraying Lucifer and all the angels and
right. You can do that, no problem. But that's what you get for living in a Western Christian civilization. Portray something.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed this episode though.
It was a good episode. And like it wasn't a side episode. It wasn't, filler. It wasn't anything like that. It was completely story driven. And
Also, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Also what?
Also, Dean Iron Sam suit with beer.
With beer. Why
I
does
don't get
that
it.
work?
How does that work? I don't understand what.
I'm pretty sure he puts the beer in the iron, you know how?
Oh, okay. So it's like it's supposed to be like the steam. It's supposed to come like the
Beer steam, alcohol steam. Does that
Huh.
I
work?
wonder what that does to the clothes.
Does pressing clothes with alcohol help? I really
Why
don't
is
know.
Dean even care about ironing? Why is he ironing Sam's shirts in the first place?
Well, he's ironing the suits, and I guess he figured I'm doing mine while I'd be nice and iron Sam's.
Because it's to portray, you gotta look nice as an FBI agent.
Yeah, they have to actually, to look the part, they need to, be wearing snazzy-ish suits, like professionally cleaned.
I wouldn't expect Dean to do that though. I think that I put that one on Sam's shoulders. Like I expect Sam to do that kind of stuff. But I mean like if Sam's doing the research, then Dean has to do some of the little tasks, I guess.
Other handiwork.
Hmm.
Those random things.
I mean, he can't just be in the bunker garage petting baby all the time because, that's something he would do.
Dean has a creepy relationship with that car.
Mhm.
I really don't know what else to talk about this episode. It was pretty,
Well, I mean, I can't see what we have written down, so.
Oh, we've gone over pretty everything I've written down. So,
I mean, yeah, it was a lot about God. Even like we've been on Dom's case about Chuck being God for a very, very long time. Because he still doesn't believe that there was some sort of there was a panel where the actor actually said, I am God,
no,
when he looked over to the producers and he got the nod of, okay, yes, I can say this.
well, the question was asked to him from a fan, like, how was it to portray God in, like, as an actor? And he looks over at, the producers, they nod, and he gave his comments like, oh, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I've seen the video. It existed.
So, like, to find out it's more than just God portraying a human, writing books, trying to do human things. He's still really hung up on before he was Chuck.
So my question is, when he, like, snaps into his true form and, like, reveals himself and glows, is there actual music? Was that just like a joke?
I don't know. There was but they did go out. Like it was like, wah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they kind of did the same dramatic thing when Cass revealed himself too. It's
True.
not. I think it's just
Bright light and a really high pitched sound, not so much like like the choir is singing.
I think it was a combination of, to throw some drama out there and make it, flashy and to be a little bit funny.
Mhm.
Because, Chuck isn't exactly a god-looking dude. He just looks like a normal schmo who happens to write mediocre books.
And God has a sense of humor. That it's like
Apparently.
one of my favorite blurbs, and it's written before the movie Dogma. Like as a disclaimer, like before you decide to start burning our studios down, remember, even God has a sense of humor. Just look at the platypus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really enjoyed this episode, but very straightforward.
It was.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even know if it was straightforward. The only part that was straightforward was Sam and Dean. Nothing exactly happened except, Metatron, first he was begging and pleading and being like, "Oh God, I love you." And then he started going to the hard truth. And I think that's the only really thing that happened was God realized he needed to, put his hand back into the deal,
And
you know?
you know, he started like lashing back out at Metatron, like, "You're nothing special. You were the angel who was closest to the door." Like that's the only reason. Like
That was a stab. There was a stab. He took a stab at.
oh yeah, he knew where to hit. He knew what
Oh yeah.
jab to take.
I mean, at first it got him. Metatron was affected, but Metatron's like, "I don't care. You still chose me in the end."
Mm-hmm. But
So,
I was I was not the greatest, the nicest person the last couple of years. I was a really crappy god, but I was never a coward.
Uh-huh.
You're
Yeah, he
that's
didn't
when
take that
that's
comment.
when he got thrown out the door. But I mean, he let him back in.
Mm-hmm. He did let him back in. And so does that mean you're gonna make me an angel again? Oh
No,
no,
never.
That's never gonna happen. Yeah,
That
that's
was
probably a good
awesome.
call. Like
That was
Metatron,
awesome.
Metatron's very, composed. Like, yeah, that's a really good call. Definitely.
He's very accepting of his fate.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I was an idiot. I got that.
Being human really mellowed him out.
It did. Like I said, it brought him down to earth.
Haha.
I didn't mean it in that
I
sense
know.
anymore. I said they grounded him and made him a person that, has morals and has sensibilities and, aspirations.
He doesn't have phenomenal cosmic power to back up his dickness. Dickheadedishness.
Nope.
Words.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. So, next episode. It's called All in the Family.
No,
What?
not next episode. I just want to say.
Finally gonna speak.
I just want to say that thankfully
I don't need to hear this.
for this episode, we finally gotten confirmation
That?
that Chuck is not God.
Really?
What?
Yes,
How so?
God is Chuck.
Oh my god.
Chuck is not God.
Now I understand why Nikki left. You've been just saving that this whole episode, haven't you?
No. It's the same way that an apple is a fruit, but not all fruit are apples.
Really, Dom?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work.
It most definitely works.
Chuck and God are the same person.
No, God is Chuck.
See, no. Right now, but, God existed as God before Chuck existed. He made the Chuck persona afterwards. So technically Chuck is God because Chuck was originally God. If it was the other way around, if it was a guy named Chuck who became God, then your analogy would work.
No, he said don't call me the G word.
Yeah, well, that's just them writing it in to avoid the kind of controversy we were talking
Nope.
about. Constantly name-dropping
Nope,
God.
don't call him the G word. God is Chuck. Chuck is not God.
Anyway, next episode is called All in the Family. And the little blurb we get is, Amara shows Dean how she's torturing Lucifer. Worried for Castiel, Dean and Sam come up with a plan to rescue him from Amara's clutches. That's about it. So, Chuck is God.
Mm-mm.
Dom's going to stamp his feet because he's been ragging on us for 2+ years of doing this podcast now.
Turn it around and be a big baby about it.
Welcome back, Nikki.
I'm just glad we got confirmation. That's all.
Anyway, that's our show. Dom, where can they find you stamping your feet and whining?
Chuck is not God.
On what?
He actually made a Twitter, Chuck is not God.
On Twitter. Yeah.
Nikki, where can they find you now that you're no longer an empty chair?
You can find me on Twitter, LadyVenom24, LadyYVENOM24. Poking and jabbing and throwing things at Chuck is not God on Twitter because it is hilarious.
Kim, where can they find you?
Also on Twitter at HUFFITYPUFFIT.
You can find me on
Chuck is
Twitter.
God.
Exactly. You can find me on Twitter at Philidrin. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us there for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Thank you all for watching. Have a lovely night. Chuck is God. Gotta admit it, Tom.
He's not though.
You're never going to admit it, but
But he's
Chuck is
not.
God. Chuck is God.
quack.